Hey, welcome in MLSsoccer.com's Playoff Central along with Andrew Wiebe. I'm Katie Witham. Jesse Marsch is going to be joining us shortly. This is the second part of a three-part series, this one all about New York. They are making their first appearance in the Eastern Conference Championship since 2008. Andrew, how'd they get here?
Well, it's all about difference makers, isn't it? It's all about goals, and Bradley Wright Phillips is a guy that just can't seem to stop scoring. Even in these playoffs, he's leading them there. Going to hit, perhaps even, I'm going to take a stab at this one, 33, 34 goals for the season combined with playoffs. He's the money man up top. And I know Jesse will talk about Thierry Henry. Very, very important to this team. You can't debate that. But I think it's two guys that maybe don't get publicity that we should be focusing on as difference makers. They're not the sexy picks, but Dax McCarty and Eric Alexander have become crucial to this team's success. They're the base. They're the ones that allow Bradley Wright Phillips and Henry and Lloyd Sam and Peggy Lulundula to push forward. They connect the front to the back, and that's been a very, very successful change for Mike Petke.
Well, you mentioned Thierry Henry, and some may argue that the game changer for New York was when they made a slight adjustment with their formation. For more on that, let's check in with Jesse.
Yes, guys, as you mentioned, New York changed from a 4-4-2 to a 4-2-3-1. When they played their 4-4-2, Henry played up top as a forward, and he would withdraw into the midfield and collect balls in this area of the field. It was problematic in two ways. First, when he got passes, he was often facing his own goal and thus played a lot of backwards passes. And second, even when he was able to turn and now face his attacking goal, there weren't as many passing options forward, and he was mostly just looking to play with BWP. And when you look at this passing chart from a game against Chicago earlier in the year, you can see that most of his touches happened somewhere around midfield, and that even when he did move up the field, he wasn't able to play many forward passes into the attacking third. When they made the change, they put in Lulundula for Cahill, moved him underneath, then moved Alexander in the midfield next to McCarty, and put Henry out left. What did that do? Well, now when he came inside and caught balls, a lot of times he was facing forward or at least up the field more, and it also created more opportunities for Lulundula to be an option so that they could play these kinds of balls along with the kinds of balls to get in BWP in the final third. And when you look at this chart against DC in the playoffs, you can see that Henry is able to, first of all, collect more balls further up the field, and then he's able to make more passes into the attacking third, which makes his team more dangerous. Now, Katie, in this matchup against New England, it'll be interesting because if Andrew Farrell is healthy, this is a guy who's more physically imposing, and it'll be harder for Henry to find time and space. So we'll have to keep an eye on that matchup.
Well, Andrew, so much focus on the left side with Thierry Henry, but what about the right side? What about Lloyd Sam?
Yeah, look, what about Lloyd Sam? I know you're going to put numbers over there, New England, but you can't forget about Lloyd Sam. New York lives to get him isolated. He's one of the best 1v1 players in MLS. Don't forget, 4 goals and 9 assists for him this year. He doesn't necessarily go out to create his own shot. Sometimes it comes, but he's all about creating for others. He's all about getting to that inline, and Chris Tierney is going to have a really tough time with Sam if they get him out in open space.
All right, those are the keys for us. What about for you guys? What do you think? Leave it in the comments below. Part 3 is all about you, what you think about the Eastern Conference Championship, your questions, your predictions. We're going to answer it in Part 3, but we need to hear from you first. And then, as always, make sure to check out this game. Sunday, November 23rd is the first leg, 1:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. And as always, keep checking in right here at MLSsoccer.com for all your playoff coverage.